Latin 1. So here we are, chapter 25, the first morning in Rome, because they just got there, remember. All right, so let's go over the vocab, the glossary. I'll be teaching you 2 new declensions and singing you 2 new songs this chapter. So you'll get to finally make cards for certain words that we've run into before. So the first one, tumultus. Tumultus. Again, don't make a card yet, but I'll show you how. And then that means uproar, commotion, tumult, tumultuous, those words. Excitatus aum. Well, if you remember, excito, excitare, excitavi, excitatum. So this is the 4th principal part. This is when you take a verb and turn it into an adjective, right? So awakened or aroused. I would stick with awakened for this story. De omnibus rebus. Well, de is part of Sid space, so omnibus rebus, all things. So about everything. Eho, that's hey. Okay. Abhinc duas horas. Abhinc is not part of Sid space, so it governs the accusative, and it means literally from this moment, or in other words, ago. So 2 hours ago, and it'll govern the accusative. It's technically the accusative of motion through time. Ad tabernam quandam. Well, quandam is from quidam, quidam, quodam. We'll get to that later. But to a certain shop, to some shop. Okay, this is accusative, feminine, singular. Taberna, tabernae. Okay, this means shop. And I think you've seen like words like tabernacle. And a tabernacle used to just be a large tent that you kept things in, and shops are essentially large tents that you keep things in. Postis, postis. This literally means doorpost. That's where we get the word post. Poeta, poetae. Notice that this is a masculine of the first. Be careful. That's because it's a job. Okay. Aliquid means something. Okay. I drank something. Aliquid. That usually helps. Let's see. Lapis, lapidis. This is masculine. It means stone. Some people, you might know your jewelry in lapis lazuli, which is a blue stone. Oppressus aum. Oppressus aum. This is from a verb opprimo, opprimere, oppressi, oppressum, which means to squish or to press or to overwhelm. So crushed. This is where you get oppression from. Quadratus aum, which means squared, made into cubes. Quad, right? It means cut into, so it's basically the stones that you see in that picture. Quod can mean which, or it could mean because. In this instance, it'll mean which, because it's part of qui, quae, quod. Domus aurea is just known as Nero's golden house. Okay. Then we get to the verbs down there. Pervenio, pervenire, perveni, perventurum, which means to arrive, to thoroughly come to. Okay, so you are there. Sterto, stertora, stertui. This is to snore. I think this verb is onomatopoetic, okay, because you could hear somebody waking up from a snoring fit and just stertoto. So, traho, trahora, troxy, tractum, just in case you've forgotten, is where we get the word tractor from, okay. Let's see, conficio, conficere, confeci, confectum. Like confectioner's sugar is powdered sugar because it's been finished. Like you can't process it any further, okay. Right, so that takes care of that. But turn the page to page 228. You will see a bunch of words. Aistus, aistus, 4th declension. It means heat. And we've seen aistas, aistatis. So words dealing with heat are iced, which is funny because ice. Aquaductus, aquaductus. Okay, this is also 4th declension noun. It's where we get word aqueduct from, the thing that Romans would use to move ducks around. Arcus, arcus. So you're starting to note that 4th declension nouns end a lot like 2nd declension nouns, but they do something different. Okay. Complexus, complexus. So now you're starting to also see that there's certain words where you've seen them end in a U, and I said just go with it. This is the time where it pays off. Domus, domus. This is a feminine of the 4th. Most 4ths are masculine, but there are a few feminines, okay? Like domus and manus. So manus, manus. Domus where you get domestic, domicile. Manus is where you get manufacture, so manual, stuff like that. Risus, risus, it means smile or laugh. You saw magno cum risu. Senatus, senatus, another fourth. Sonitus, sonitus, that's where we get sonic from. Okay. Strepitus, strepitus, okay, this means a noise or a clattering. And tumultus, tumultus, which means an uproar or commotion. So all these words I told you not to do cards for. After the next video, you're going to do cards for. And then in the fifth declension, there's dies, diei, and res, rei. These are fifths. Okay. Now, if you go over to the next page, page 229, it's my least favorite exercise, but it's really useful, so you're going to have to do it. Causa, causai, it's feminine. It means it's reason. We get the word cause from it, okay, or casualty. Huius means of this, or it could be of him or of her, but in this case, it's of this. Absum, abesse, afui, a futurum. And what happens is that B turns into the F, okay? It just gets absorbed. So it's to be away, to be absent. It's where we get the word absent from. And then stilus, stili, this is a pen. We get stylus from it, okay? Eorum is genitive plural. It means of them. Reditus, reditus is another fourth declension noun, okay? And eodie means on that day. Tertius aum means third. That's where we get tertiary from. And then they give you a fugio, fugera, fugi, fugiturum, which is to flee. We've seen effugio, now we just see fugio, right? Caput capitis, we just saw that in the review chapter, but one more time. And I do believe that that would be it as far as the words that you need to know. Oh, I take it back. Turn to page 234. Winum, weenie. This is a noun that has never really changed in its sound in 8,000 years. The Greek word is ovino. This is winum. In Spanish, it's wino. In Italian, I think it's wino. In English, it's wine. It's been the same. So people have really liked drinking rotten grape juice to the point of getting sick for a long, long time. Sequentes, this is a plural adjective. It means following, as in, you know, the people following me. Hic means this. Don't say the latter, just say this. And ili means those, okay? And then they give you the word patroni and clientes, patron and client, okay? So that should give you all the words that you need. What I want you to do now, okay, is read pages 230 to 237. All right, I'm going to hit the button.